I'm Pamela Portnoy.
I'm Alexa Marie Anderson.
And no one's okay.
Hello.
We're back. There it is.
We are back.
We're back.
I was pulling up the definition for our word today.
Oh, great. Do you want to introduce the word that we're going to dive into?
Yeah. This is my first time reading that. Well, I read the definition before now, but reading it aloud first time.
Are you feeling an insane amount of pressure?
I might be a little bit. It's midding, correct?
I don't know.
I know. I was thinking that I was like about.
Fuck it. It's a new word.
I don't know. I've never heard this word before. I've only seen it on paper. So I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I was like, maybe Pam will know how to pronounce it. We could look it up, but
we could pronounce it like 20 different ways.
I believe it's pronounced midding.
Miding.
Miding?
No. I think it's midding.
It's midding. It's spelled Midding, if anyone wanted to know.
From the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, again,
Yes.
because we adore that now. After that episode with Anthony, we're like, we gotta do all the words.
Yeah, Anthony introduced us to that, and he'll definitely be back on for more words, but this one we are going to tackle just us.
I feel like we have like a dictionary show now. Welcome to our dictionary show. This week's word, midding.
Midding.
I think that's how we pronounce it.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, she says.
All right. Okay, so the definition is feeling the tranquil pleasure of being near a gathering but not quite in it, hovering on the perimeter of a campfire, chatting outside a party while others dance inside. It's going to give you a lot of examples of that, but that is basically what it is. So
I love that feeling. It's one of my favorite feelings. I'm happy that there is now a word to put to that feeling.
I didn't know there was a word to put to that feeling until now. So a couple days ago when I texted you about it, because I was like, whoa. And I knew that you would feel the same way.
Yeah, it's a great, great word, great feeling. You kind of like always thought of it as just like a state of contentment, which is part of it. But I like that it's that specific kind of contentment where you are just at peace because you're kind of observing and you don't feel the need to assert, your presence out of insecurity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, you don't feel like you need to entertain. Like you just can be, which is really nice. I think you have that feeling. I think most people probably have that feeling with like super close friends, like really like long-term friends. Cause I know I do.
Mm-hmm.
Where you don't feel like you have to entertain them so much
or try or do
yeah
anything.
You can just like sit there and be quiet and it's like not weird, which is kind of awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But also it made me think of, and I don't know if it made you think of this, Pam, it made me think of watching from the wings, like in theater. Like if you're in a show, like a live show that you're in the show, but you're like maybe a smaller part and you're watching like the show happen from the wings.
That's such a lovely comparison. Yes.
That's what it made me think of. And to me, that is the best feeling.
Yeah.
Because you're like part of something that's bigger than yourself. You're a part of it, but you don't have to exude energy the entire time. And it's like you passing the baton, if you will. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's applicable to people that play sports, maybe.
Like watching from the sidelines.
Or when I played basketball, I'd be benched most of the time because I was terrible. And so I would be watching, but I'm like, that's my team playing.
I tried. That was me all day, every day with sports because both my older sister and my younger brother are like amazing at all sports. And I was like terrible at all sports. I was like the complete opposite, but I tried everything: softball, basketball, you name it, soccer.
Yeah.
And they were all pretty hardcore fails for me, but I enjoyed rooting from the sidelines.
Yes. You get to put on your little outfit.
put on my put on my little put on my little outfit. I feel a part of something within my jersey, but like I don't have to like go out there and like catch the ball or anything. That's where I belong.
So then it's like, oh, you're gonna put me in? Are you sure? Because I'm comfortable in my state of midding right now.
Yeah, honestly, I wish I knew that word back then because I'd be like, no, I'm good midding, please. No, I'm good. I'm good midding. That's my part in this.
I'm an excellent midder.
Excellent midder. Excellent.
I have that feeling with my close friends. You're 100% right. With my family sometimes too. Particularly like when it's like a bigger family gathering, and just kind of like sitting back and taking everything in. Like get-togethers with friends. So yeah, sometimes I just catch myself. This is gonna sound so creepy, but like I'll like be watching my friends like interacting and laughing together, and I'm just like I'm full of love in my heart, and that's very much the feeling. I'm like, oh, I have the coolest people in my life.
Yeah. Do you feel like a sense of calm in that state?
Yeah.
Like there's no anxiety, there's no
Hmm.
I don't feel rushed. I don't know what that is, but or like why it does that to
Well,
us.
because I feel like you just don't need to do anything to
Yeah.
feel accepted. You just feel accepted and a part of it, and just okay, hanging back. I was looking it up, and there was like one example of like being in a car ride in the back seat and just kind of observing everyone. Like sometimes when you're in the back seat of a car, you aren't really privy to what's going on between the driver and the passenger as much. And I remember feeling this on a recent road trip that I had, and the driver and the passenger were chatting. And I was kind of in the back. I was tuning in and out to the conversation, but I was just like at peace, looking out the window.
Mhm.
So at peace that I passed out, I fell asleep. But yeah, it's just it's a feeling you get when you're comfortable with the people that you're surrounded with. I don't think that that's necessarily possible around people that you don't know as well, unless you're a very carefree human being,
Yeah.
which I don't classify myself under that category whatsoever.
What's carefree? What's
Free of cares? Who who does that? What?
who does that? What's that
What's
like?
that like? I don't think many people have experienced that in a long time.
I want to meet someone like that. I need them to rub off on me.
Yeah.
My mother
I think it's cool to care. So,
It is cool to care. No, I think it's cool to care about certain things, but not like all the things that I care about. You know?
sometimes I care too much about things that I shouldn't be caring so much about.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, some of the things that I worry about just like don't matter.
Yeah.
So but it's really hard for me to distinguish between those things apparently in my brain.
Particularly in the moment.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Like, and sometimes I'll be, experiencing, a certain level of rage or upset, and there's a part of me that's like, be more carefree, because guess what? It will be okay. Like, this will pass. This is a
Mhm.
moment of shit. But in that moment, it's not okay.
Yeah. I always try to think like if it's not going to matter in 5 years, then you shouldn't waste more than 5 minutes worrying about it. Cuz I try to keep that as my golden rule, but like it doesn't always work. But,
Can you repeat the formula, the timeline formula? 5 years, 5 minutes?
if it's not going to matter in 5 years, then you shouldn't waste more than 5 minutes worrying about it.
That's really hard.
It is hard, but it makes sense. Like if it's not going to like change anything
But
in
then
the
what does take place in real time that's not going to matter in 5 years?
a lot of things, like most things in my life aren't going to matter in 5 years.
Right. Okay. So sorry, I should have phrased the question the other
Yeah.
way around. What does?
Like my
Obviously, like
relationship with people, like certain people in my life that I want to
friendships,
keep,
relationships that we want to
friendships.
keep.
Yeah, for sure. But like a lot of times, like there are little things that happen on the day to day with people that like I don't even know that I worry about. I don't
Yeah.
know if that happens to you, but like I worry about literally every interaction I have with every human on this earth at all times.
Hmm.
Even
Like,
if
what
I've
if they thought I was whatever?
yeah,
Does it
yeah.
matter? Will they
Does it
remember me
matter?
tomorrow? No.
No, they're not going to. So it's like, then don't waste more than 5 minutes worrying about it. And like a lot of times you say something, even to someone that you do see on the day to day, you say something so minute that it only matters to you. They probably didn't even process it the way that you thought that they did.
In fact, they for sure didn't,
In fact, they
because
sure did.
even if they listened intently to what you were saying, like, they have their own inner monologue going on.
Absolutely. Ooh, that's another thing that I kind of want to talk about. I don't know. It was a little while ago. People were talking about how some people have an inner monologue and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about like there
Oh,
was like a
yeah.
whole
I think we talked
discussion?
about this. Like, some people literally have someone talking in their head,
Yeah.
whereas
What was the alternative? It's like just
just
thoughts.
thoughts that come and go.
Yeah.
I'm in the second one.
Just thoughts that come and
Yeah, I
go.
don't have someone talking in my head all the time.
Same. I don't have an inner monologue. I just have the thought happen and then usually the thought comes out of my mouth and then usually I regret the thought.
I can barely like purposely create an inner monologue. Like, I don't do well journaling. I think
Yeah.
whatever I write is nonsense.
I
Um
can imagine scenarios in my head. Like if I do it on purpose, like I can imagine scenarios and how they will play out in my brain, but it doesn't happen automatically on the day to day. Does that make sense?
Scenarios. Oh,
Like I can imagine like if I say this to so and so, like I'm thinking about sending this text to and then so and so will probably respond this way and then I'll respond that way. I mean, I can't control people, but like my
I
brain tries to.
I think about that too. And I think the closest I get to an inner monologue is I will, and this happens a lot when I'm driving, so I must look like a lunatic, but who cares? I will act out both sides of the argument out loud in the car.
Right. Or yeah, if I'm having an inner monologue, it's coming out of my mouth. It doesn't stay in my brain. I talk to myself like all day long.
Yeah.
Not in public usually, but like ask Shane. There I speak to myself all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I do too. I
Yeah.
do too. A lot in the car. I don't know what it is about the car that like is such a
I don't do it so much in the
safe space
car
for me. I
because
love
I'm
to listen to music and drive and like imagine. I daydream a lot when I'm driving.
I do too, but only in my head. I don't actually talk to myself in the car.
I do. Big time.
That's interesting. I talk to myself a lot around my apartment though, for sure.
It's really fun when someone catches you doing it. And then, like, a part of me is like, I should be embarrassed. Like, they're looking at me like I'm crazy. There's no phone in sight. But obviously, we know that there's like things as speakerphone. But lately, whenever that happens and someone catches me, I just double down and I go crazier and just like talk even more.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. If someone catches me, I'm just like, oh, I was talking to myself.
Or singing. I get caught singing a lot too.
Oh yeah. I turn most things into a song. My life is a musicale.
What was the latest song you sang to yourself about your life?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna
Honest,
pour my white wine now.
probably, 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 probably. I was just listening to some new music, so that's all I can think about right now. So, but yeah, I do shit like that all the time. I'm like, I'm gonna make pizza. Shane, do you want some?
I like ever since I got my weighted blanket, I am just a sucker for it. I'm like, I'm under my weighted blanket, blanket, blanket.
I just feel like we have to entertain ourselves sometimes, especially in this time. Like, because we're spending a lot of time alone, I have to entertain myself most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like there was this great TikTok I think I saw where they were like, I am 97.3% feral now.
Feral.
I cannot go back to
I've
society. And I feel
I
that really strongly some days.
I have. I heard that and that is funny. I was actually thinking the other day, like I've been actually forcing myself to put myself now that the numbers are going down, I've been forcing myself to put myself in not like in large groups of people, but in social situations because if I don't do it now, like it'll be crippling for me. I know it will, because I already have like slight social anxiety from this whole thing, and I gotta move past it because I won't be well.
Right.
Yeah, that's where
Mm,
I'm at.
I I'm gonna have some problems, I think. I get
I mean,
triggered
I
by
have problems. I'm just trying to put, you know me. I'm like, bulldoze through them. Keep going. And it won't happen.
I I get triggered by scenes I see on television. I was just watching an episode of The West
Oh,
Wing today, and one of the main characters was making his way through a group of protesters. And he's literally like going like this through this big crowd. And I was like, no, no.
yeah, big crowds definitely get me. But I think in going back to our word, like I want to get back to enjoying knitting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a place like I think it's interesting that we chose to do this because I think it's such a beautiful place that I used to enjoy. But as of late, I feel like it's not as enjoyable just because of all the social anxiety. So I would like to get back to that.
I agree, and I like how you brought us back because we went way off. But
We did. It's okay.
I
I always
feel
do
like
this.
it's gonna be harder to mid.
It's gonna be harder to mid,
It's gonna
guys.
be harder to mid right now because we have been away from the people that we like spending time with. And so I feel like everyone's going to just like be wanting to share everything and talk and talk and talk and talk. And I feel like it's going
Yeah.
to take a minute before you get to the comfort level of I'm going to mid now.
Yeah. Totally. It's a very beautiful place and I want to enjoy it. I've noticed that I've had some anxiety around just being around other humans, even if it's outside, like definitely gives me some stress.
A
So
lot of stress.
yeah, yeah. Like I'm typically not okay unless I have a drink.
Fair.
Just self-medicating over here with
Fair.
alcohol. I
I'm
don't I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying that is what I did.
welcome.
Welcome.
I made myself a whiskey sour for the first time in a while.
I
It's
love that. I
quite
have
delicious.
not made a whiskey sour in a hot minute. I have not made a legit drink in a hot minute. My bar is probably missing me because I have lots of goodies on there, but I just poured myself a glass of wine tonight.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that for you.
Yeah, some Chardonnay.
Chardonnay, very nice. Is there anything else about midding that we should talk about?
I mean, so like speaking of like getting back on the horse, like when is the last time you feel like you've peacefully mitted?
My friends, a couple friends and I went to
Probably using this word very incorrectly.
Utah. We safely went. We got tested. We went on a road trip. And that was when I was in the back seat and I just felt comfortable
Yeah.
not participating. I think it's easiest when you're in like the backseat of a car. Sometimes it's a hassle. Like imagine me in the back. Hey guys, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What'd you say? Huh?
Especially if music's on, like doesn't
Why
work.
are you laughing? What'd he say?
But I feel like that's like a security blanket, right? For you like to not have to participate. It's kind of nice.
It is nice. Yeah, I feel like some of the people that I enjoy spending time with most are people that I really don't feel the need to talk with all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk to them, it's a joy,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm comfortable in silence too.
Yeah.
And I think
Those are
that
the
that's
best.
crucial, particularly in relationships. I think it's so important to be able to be with someone that you don't feel the need to talk all the time because, creating life with someone, there's going to be some silence and
Yeah.
there's going to be other things going on.
And I mean, that being said, it's not going to happen right away. Like if you're dating, like you go through stages and you eventually get to that point. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like not on the first date.
Yeah, like not on the first. Like if you started mating on the first date, like, what is wrong with her?
I'm just
Hello?
gonna look at you and enjoy. I'm knitting.
Could you imagine? I kind of want to experiment with
But
that.
I didn't tell you what I do for a living.
Like no need. I'm knitting. I'm just enjoying your presence.
Cut to like not knowing anything about the person. You're in a relationship with them for like 6 months.
I know. Maybe that's the best relationship.
Just
I'm
where
kidding.
no talking happens.
Just no speaking. Just no speaking. Zero talk.
That's
I don't
amazing.
know.
I love that. Yeah, I look forward to that feeling. I love that feeling because I don't know how I'd classify myself. I'm definitely more introverted than extroverted. So if I have an opportunity to like sit back and not have to like chat so much, I'll take it gladly. I love to
Mm-hmm.
just listen and I love to observe, and
Love to observe.
it's just fun when one of my favorite knitting things that happens is when I'm knitting and then someone else is knitting as well and they're noticing me as I'm knitting.
I feel like that's us in a crowded room.
It's truly the best. I was just
Yeah.
thinking specifically of one person just then that like is just a keen observer of human behavior, and we'll be like at a get together and like I'll be watching and we'll lock eyes and like he's watching me watch, and it's just really really funny.
Or like when you have that one friend where you like both see the same thing and it's like an unspoken, like you saw that and you make the eye contact. You're like, oh, you saw that too. Okay, like you know what I mean? Like you both take note, like you both were emitting the same person, and then you like check back in. You're like, oh yeah, that happened. Okay, cool.
I feel like we're using the word wrong now because it's this
Probably,
state of contentment, but
but
oh
like,
well.
I mean, it's a verb.
It's the feeling that you get whilst you're observing and
Yeah, it's the feeling you. Yeah, right, precisely. But I think
knitting.
knitting.
Full of it, but is it the state? It's the state of I'm bad at this.
It is
The
actually.
feeling.
It's the feeling of the tranquil pleasure of being near a gathering, but not quite.
Okay, but it's a verb, so
It's a
I
verb.
am
So
knitting.
so I do feel like we are using it probably. That's why I was saying I was like it's a verb. So I think like
Right, but it's different than observing. It's
yeah.
I'm feeling things.
Well, I think it's just the like at peace feeling. Like when I feel like you're observing something, you're like taking note or you're
It's like
like
I'm knitting while I'm watching.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I love to people watch too. Like Shane and I, oh my God, when we go out to eat, we always like observe the other couples and we're like, what do you think their story is?
I do that too. I love doing that when I like go to bars or when I used to go
Yeah.
to bars. I'd be like, I'd start to guess. I'd be like, that looks like a
Mm-hmm.
second date. She
Yeah.
doesn't look that into it. I
We're
think
like,
that
is it a date or
he
are they
thinks that this
friends?
is going well, but it's not.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I think that's the best,
I think
honestly.
it's because I'm obsessed with body language and like watching people's
Oh,
body
me
language.
too. Me too. Me too. I think it's very fascinating.
Seeing where their feet are pointing is everything.
Yep.
Tip, you guys, if you're talking to someone and their feet start pointing away from you, get out of the conversation because they're done. I mean, that's pretty general.
It's a very nice way to say he's not that into you.
I'm talking just like in general, like if you're chatting with
Pam,
someone.
now people are going to be like dating their like someone and they're going to like notice their feet. They're like, oh my God, like they hate me now.
I'm here to stir shit up. Let's do this. Email us. Talk shit about whose feet are pointing away. Point your feetsies at me.
cut to me looking down at Shan's feet and they're like pointed away. I'm like, oh God, go back to Pittsburgh. We're over.
And no, it doesn't mean that they're like done with you. It just means that they're done with the moment, with the conversation at that moment.
Yeah, I was joking. I was doing a bit.
It's a very good bit. I love that you just said bit. Very good. Anything else with knitting?
Knitting.
We love knitting.
I like it a lot. I really want to do it without anxiety now, though. That'd be great.
I mean, you are not knitting if you have anxiety because it's the state of contentment.
Right. Like I want to be able to mid.
Yes.
Right
knitting
now
is goals.
Right now I'm just like anxiously like I don't know what I am.
Just let me mid.
I'm just an anxious bean.
I feel like everyone's an anxious bean and I just like let me mid.
Let me mid, dude. I know. I'm feeling that. I like this word.
Me too.
I like the dictionary of obscure sorrows, although I can't figure out why it's sorrows.
Oh,
I know we talked about this with Anthony with Sonder, and I'm feeling the same way about this word.
I feel like with this word, there's a sense of, because it is sort of something,
Lonely?
it's like a passive feeling. You're not really engaged and overjoyed. You're just relaxed. You're like in a relaxed
But like,
state.
yeah, to me, relaxed is like not sorrowful though.
Well, I don't think this is like a sad thing because it really is a feeling of
Yeah.
contentment.
Right. So maybe not the word itself. I think I'm just intrigued by this dictionary.
I mean, I feel
In
like if
general.
anything, while you're knitting, you could look sorrowful. Like
Mm,
people say I have like resting bitch face, Like when I'm not doing anything active with my face, I'm just like,
I'm not sure if I have it or not.
I've seen you have it. But
Oh,
like
like
but
yes,
usually when
indeed.
I see you have it, it's you're
We're,
genuinely irritated. Um, but
all right.
I think
Got
because
me.
when you're observing you're in a state of relaxation, maybe you look sorrowful. I don't know, that's my best
Yeah.
guess.
No, I could see that. I could see that. I wrote that down on my notes. I was like, why a sorrow?
That's so sweet how you just said that.
I did say
Why
that.
a sorrow?
Why a sorrow? I don't know. I was just intrigued by that. Um, but I love doing this. I want to keep doing it.
We're doing all of them,
If you guys hate it, please let us know.
but like if you
But
hate
we'll
it, just
probably
like
keep doing
don't
it.
listen to us. We're gonna do what we want.
But like we're probably gonna keep doing it. So but like
We do
feel
what we
free.
want.
But like feel free to let us know.
Are you guys midding while you're listening to us?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Let me mid.
Mm-hmm. You're making me want a whiskey sour.
I know it's almost done, and there's like this really nice foam at the bottom.
Ooh.
I shook it up real good.
Is that like
Good.
a bad idea after Chardonnay? I don't know.
You're in your own home.
I am in my own home and I don't have to work tomorrow.
Shit. You do you, girl. I will wait for you if you want to go make one.
I mean, I don't have anything else to say about mitting other than
You're like, let's wrap this up and we're
I'm
gonna
like,
have a drink.
yeah, I'm like, actually, like, I think we're done here.
Actually, we're gonna do some like drunk TikToks while we're done recording this. So wrap it up.
Yeah.
Alexa, are you okay?
Oh, right.
We're not done. We need to get there and then
I know. I don't know why I just did that.
that was. Are you trying to lure our listeners?
I don't know what that was. I'm so sorry.
How do you like that sports bra strap?
I like the color. I like the
Right?
color.
I almost wore the pink one, but this is a little nice.
I like your shirt. It's the Demanded shirt.
It is a Demanded shirt. Shout out to Potty Mouth Tees. It's so comfy and cozy.
It is very comfortable. I wear mine.
It says Demanded on it. It's badass.
Totally badass. I am doing swell.
I love a good opportunity to use the word swell.
I like swell. Swell's a good word. I'm feeling swell. I don't have to work tomorrow, which is lovely, even though I'm very grateful to have my job. I will say that, but I'm
no one's going to give you shit for being like, I'm
Thank
excited
you.
for my day off.
Thank you.
Yes, most people are excited for their day off.
I know. I'm so weird. Yes, I'm very excited for my day off. I'm gonna sleep in, and I'm addicted to coffee now, Pam. Forgot to tell you.
Welcome to the club. We're happy to have you.
It's been a minute. It's taken me 26 years, but I am addicted. And I didn't drink it one day, and I got a massive headache. And I was like, "Wow, it's happened to me."
Welcome. Happy to have you.
It has happened.
If I don't have coffee, it's a problem.
Oh gosh, I'm like wondering if there's like any. I don't know why, but I have this thing where I don't want to feel dependent on anything, even if it is like a drink,
Independent
like
woman
coffee.
syndrome.
I think I have that, whatever that is. And so I'm like, I was like searching like alternatives to coffee, and I found this it's like mushroom coffee, I guess. Or
I
it's
have
like,
that.
do you have that?
I have that. Sometimes I get some from Costco. It's the Four
Is
Sigmatic
it,
coffee,
yeah, do you like it?
but it's like coffee, just
It's
with the
still
mushrooms
coffee?
added.
Okay, but I think there is a type that is just the mushrooms. I believe. Maybe it's
Probably, but
more
I don't fuck with that.
you're like, maybe it's more like a tea. I don't know, but I'm gonna do some experiments. I'll let you know how it
In
goes.
your lab?
In my lab.
Is this why you're nervous, Bean? Because you're having the coffee beans.
Yeah.
You're a big coffee bean.
It's terrible. I tried to stay away from coffee for the longest time as a human, just because one, it kind of made me anxious, and two, when I was younger, I couldn't drink it black, so I like had to add all this like extra shit, which like I didn't love for myself.
I
But
can drink
now
it black, but I don't like it.
I can drink it black now. I
Is that
am,
your preferred method?
I'm getting used to it. Well, I live with a coffee connoisseur. He has to get
I
like
just wanted to make a really inappropriate gesture with my hand.
I knew that's what you're gonna do. Where like
Oh, my mother's gonna kill me when we see this show.
we Shan has to grind the beans,
Oh
and
yeah.
we have a weight. We have a what is that called? A scale that weighs the beans in grams that we pour the beans into, and we weigh. It's to be a certain
Oh, listen, I'm just
amount.
jealous that you have the bandwidth to do that in the morning.
I mean, it's my only option because of like what we have to make the coffee with, but I've gotten used to it and I can now drink it black, mostly because I forgot to buy oat milk for an entire week. And so I just started drinking it black, and I was like, you know what? This kind of tastes good if you get the good coffee. So why not?
You just sparked me to ask you, how is your non-dairy journey going?
My non-dairy journey is going like I do
Did
everything
you hear that? That
non-dairy.
was my throat.
Yeah.
Hello.
I do everything non-dairy except for like I still eat cheese.
I know. That's the thing. Like,
I can't do
you're a mouse. So how
I'm a mouse. So if I just limit my dairy to like cheese every once in a while, I'm good.
you're like, I'm just going to destroy my insides with
But
a
I
nice brie right now.
but if I do but I like in moderation, because like if I do eat and like rich cheese like brie like definitely would fuck me up.
So
Like if I
tasty.
eat too much brie or like a rich cheese, like a good like too much Humboldt fog, which I love dearly. But if I eat too much of it with some wine, I think it's also the combination of like the wine and the cheese together. It like ruins my actual life.
Have you experimented with those pills where that lactose intolerant
You
people can
know,
take
I
to
haven't, because like if it does happen to me, I like, this is TMI. If it does happen to me, I like throw up once and I'm fine.
shit.
Pam's like, please take the pills. Like,
It's funny because Tiffany, you
yeah.
know Tiffany, and we went wine and cheese tasting with her before the pandemic,
Yes.
is lactose intolerant as well. And but she will eat cheese a
Oh
lot.
yeah.
And
I,
before she
as I
does,
saw,
she takes those
I
those
know.
pill thingies.
I mean, Shane and I both, we're just living oblivious right now. Like we're just living a lie because like we both eat cheese, but we're both like not cool with it. I don't know why we're doing that.
What's the level of like gassy in your household?
Um,
I
pretty
It's
high.
high.
Pretty high.
Pretty high.
Pretty up there.
That's good. It's the only way to be. I feel like you got to get that out of the way early in the relationship.
Yeah.
Someone very dear to me just told me that, and
It's
yeah,
true. It's true.
it's true. You got to get that shit out of the way.
It's just much better that way. Like I'm not a person that like lets it all out, but at the same time I feel like you should be comfortable with that kind of exposure because it's just going to happen. It's inevitable.
We are human people, and
Yeah.
we have bodily functions.
It is, yeah, it is what it is. Pam, are you okay?
Just like, Jesus, we're not editing a moment out of this episode. I'm no, I'm sad. I just had a really nice.
No, but it's like but it was good. So you should be great and sad at the same time.
I just had a really nice trip with someone I care about, and post-trip blues big time.
That is your MO. Post-trip blues.
Post-trip blues. I went on a trip safely, so please don't come at me. It was a road trip, and I got tested, all that stuff. It was fucking awesome. And one funny thing that I want to mention, I was driving up to the Airbnb, and it was like a very forested area. And like I drove through the redwoods, which was the most gorgeous drive I have ever done. I made a stop on the way. I was going to Southern Oregon. So on the way, I stopped at Napa, which to get from LA to Napa, it's like 6 hours. And then from Napa to where I was going was like 9 hours. And oh my God, my throat is going crazy. My apologies, listeners. So gross, but whatever. Human woman, whatever. I was listening to the Jurassic Park book on tape, and I arrived.
Love you so much.
I'm doing it for my other podcast. Check out Based On. It's not out yet, but it's coming soon. Yeah. I will announce it when it does. I'm going to be tackling Jurassic Park with my next guest. And I was listening to it in the car, and it was like a heavily wooded area. And then nightfall came, and it was raining. And I got to the part in the book where the T-Rex starts attacking the people in the Jeep at night in the rain in the fucking jungle. And I'm just like, I'm living the story. It was like the scariest but most fun ride I've ever had. Super fun.
I love that. I've never listened to a book while driving. I always do music. So I'm curious as to how I would like that.
It's interesting with like really long drives like that. I'll alternate because I'll get sick of one thing and then I'll want like a different vibe. Like if it's a great reader, one of two things will happen. Either it'll keep me on my toes, or their voice is so beautiful and soothing that it'll can make me sleepy. So I'll have to switch it to music and like pop some like mint gum and like, or like get a coffee.
Yeah.
So I had to switch back and forth between like Britney Spears, #free Britney, between Britney Spears and like the Jurassic Park book on tape. Have you seen that documentary yet?
I have not. I'm slacking. It's because, I'm slacking for good reason though, Pam, is because I'm on the 3rd season of The Sinner.
Okay, that's fine.
So once I finish that, I will head on over. I just like need to get, I'm like obsessed. I'm obsessed.
I recommended The Sinner to her. I will take props for that.
Yes. I am obsessed. Shane's obsessed.
Tell me about Shan's scream in the first episode of the show.
We're sitting there and you texted.
Everything's very slow in the first few minutes. I mean, you told me I had to rewatch that episode to like be in the room with you guys so I could like picture how it went. Tell me.
It was like, it wasn't really a scream, but it was like, so you prepared me. You were like, ready your body. Anyways, this really crazy thing, I'll try to not have any spoilers. This really crazy thing happens. And Shane's like lying down on the couch and all of a sudden he's like, oh my God. And I'm like,
I put it on for my special friend when we were in Oregon, and he's like, "What the fuck?"
He like literally propelled up. He's like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "Why didn't you warn me?" I was like, "I'm watching this for the first time too."
Why are you calm then? Because Pam told me to ready my body, so I readied it.
I readied it. Yeah, it was pretty shocking to say the least. And fabulous acting. I recommend it. Pam recommends it, obviously.
Seal of approval from No One's Okay.
Yeah, seal of approval. It's very good if you're into crime shows, I guess.
Very
But very suspenseful,
eerie.
Yeah. It's very mysterious, the whole thing.
It's dark. It's
Dark.
Great acting. I
And
mean,
I don't feel like I truly don't. It's very twisty. Like I don't see most things coming. So it's very, very exciting to watch.
Jessica Biel, Bill Pullman,
A+.
Plus.
So good.
Bill Pullman is incredible. I've loved him since Independence Day.
Wow.
I will always, without fail, cry at his big speech in Independence Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good.
Very good. Yeah. Yeah, he's fabulous. I kind of forgot about him, honestly, until I started watching the show.
I always love him.
And then I was like, whoa, this guy. Yeah. Fabulous show.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it.
Are you watching anything new, Pam?
I just started season 3 of that.
Okay.
I've been feeling like witchy vibes, so I tried watching Sabrina, the revamped version, but like
yes, I started to watch that and then I got off track, and
I don't know how I've been feeling about it. I didn't make it through the first episode. I will try it again.
Yeah, it's good. It's a thing. It's like a sorry. I don't know what I was trying to say.
It's a thing. Yes. Good.
It has there's a style to it that I feel like either floats your boat or doesn't float your boat.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
I don't know. But I think I watched the first season of that when it first came out.
Also, it's giving me like not weird vibes, but like it just makes me a little sad because I feel like I don't look very different from the people that are starring in this show, but they're high schoolers. So I just feel really old when I'm watching.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah.
Oh, do you?
It's not like I'm 12.
I know. So annoyed with me.
Oh, do you?
Do you feel old?
Wait, what is that from?
I don't know.
Do you?
I know what you're talking about.
If anyone knows, please tell us.
Oh.
I can't think of it.
Drunk. The actress was drunk.
Oh, Bridesmaids.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's wasted.
Yeah. Wasted.
Is she on the plane?
I think so, because she's talking to the flight attendant.
Stove.
Stove. What is your name? Stove.
It's Steve.
Whatever, Stove. How did we get here?
I don't know. We gotta go.
I gotta make a whiskey sour. I love you all.
He does. So do I. See you next time. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all the things. If for some reason you want to see more of us, you can follow us on Instagram at No One's Okay.
And a special thanks to Jordan Ross Weinhold, Sean Moore, Jason Crow, Claire Palmer, Jackson Palmer, Tiffany Haymoff, Shane Rings, James Liddell, and our podcast is recorded at Soundworks Studios.
We can't wait to meet you!